All righty. I am making statements this morning. And you can agree, disagree, and have your say on it.
Do you believe in these statements?
A little bit, yeah. Yeah. Freo's list is overrated.
No. I think going into the season, I think we've been put off by one really bad performance. But we sat here probably a month ago, well, I did, and many others in the media saying they want for nothing. There's a lot of depth in all of the positions that they do have. Midfield's a concern for me right now without Hayden Young. And I think that is glossing over. Yeah, well, you look at, most of the good teams have three, don't they? Three really gun midfielders. You look last night, Will Day, Newcombe was there. Normally there's Warple, but D'Ambrosio's a pretty good player in some good form right now. Oliver, Petrarca, Viney. You take out Hayden Young, and Fife's not there, so that probably adds to it as well. Caleb Sarong, Andrew Brayshaw. Then who? We're talking about Matty Johnson probably as the next.
He joins us later in the show.
He does, so looking forward to that. But that's the area of concern, and I'll go into it a bit later.
Strongly disagree, agree, or strongly agree?
Strongly disagree.
Disagree. Okay, we'll work through that one. All righty. Michael Voss won't survive the year. My statement.
Disagree, but certainly not convinced he's going to be the coach going forward. I think he gets this year. I think he's contracted for next year. I think they get a reset opportunity because probably for the last 2 years, they need to look at their injury program. A lot of injury concerns coming out of that football club. I didn't think they were that bad last night. This is Hawthorn.
They've made a change there, though. Andrew Russell has gone. Long-time strength.
But it hasn't worked, has it?
No.
And sometimes when you do have the changeover, you get those injury concerns. But they just need to get back to even footing, start again, get it right. I'm prepared to give him one more season.
Oscar Allen won't be at the Eagles next season. Oh, sorry. So you disagree. Yep. Disagree, strongly disagree, agree, or strongly agree?
Agree. I think it's a massive call for him. And I think he's looking back, and you look at Tom Barrass, and he'd be looking at Tom Barrass right now. Tom Barrass at the end of the game last night. How happy is he?
Yeah.
He's won 3 games in a row.
He does look happy. He still doesn't know the words to the song.
How long did it take him to win the last 3 at West Coast? It's been a tough road. I think he's going to get a better contract because of the fact that there are clubs like, not so much Hawthorn, but Collingwood who have now entered the picture, Brisbane, that don't have any draft capital. And the only way they bring in a player is through free agency. And if Collingwood think they're around the mark, he's going to get a good deal. He's going to go to a club that's going to contend. I think West Coast, particularly if he leaves, and I think Harley Reid will probably leave as well, there's 4 or 5 years of a rebuild remaining, and that's his career. So, you can't begrudge somebody that.
Statement. Will Carlton's lack of flag premiership success open the door? No. Patrick Cripps will return to WA and finish his career at West Coast Eagles.
Disagree. Strongly disagree. Yep. As I said, I think they'll come again. Carlton, they just need to spend a bit of time, get some kids in there. Unfortunately, they lost their number 1 pick. Like Jagger Smith, number 3 pick. You throw him into that midfield. You've got to get Sam Walsh fit. I still think with the Charlie Kerner at the right age bracket, Harry Mackay at the right age bracket, you'd rather be at the Carlton Football Club than West Coast for the next 5 years.
Yeah, but I think there's personal circumstances as well. I think he wants to come back to WA. I think he'll be out of Victoria literally 6 hours after the last game is played. I think he wants to get back to WA.
What, this year?
I reckon he wants to get back to WA.
Hard for a captain to leave a football club. I know we've spoken about with Oscar Allen.
Yeah. There's a few. There's a few captains in that situation.
But really when you've done your time, nobody can begrudge that. And they would let him go, provided his contract's up and he's obviously a free agent. There wouldn't be much animosity given what he's given to that football club.
This is the most overrated pre-game hype, pump-up in the history of Australian sport.
Just let it slip. Yo. His palms are sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavy. There's vomit on his sweater already. Mom's spaghetti, he's nervous. But on the surface, he looks calm and ready to drop bombs.
So you may have seen her, Evangeline Victoria, and she's been involved in the Melbourne victory. I think she did Carlton one day. Beautiful lady, and plays the violin and is an elite violinist. and gorgeous and got a great smile and she gets right into it. But
So they've been doing it regularly.
well, that was last night's Socceroos Indonesia game.
Okay, so
And
she's gone from the victory and she's popped.
Oh, she's popped up at other and she loves it. She loves it. The question is,
very good violinist.
no, absolutely elite. Elite is Evangeline, but is it? I believe it is the most overhyped. Can we go back to? I mean, this is in front of a Socceroos game, right? So, have a listen again.
Just let it slip. Yo. His palms are sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavy. There's vomit on his sweater already. Mom's spaghetti, he's nervous, but on the surface he looks calm and ready to drop bombs. But he keeps on forgetting what he wrote down.
Now, if we didn't see Evangeline, if she wasn't on the screen and doing the thing and dressed in the colours and she's got the Socceroos colours on and she's got beautiful hair and she's smiling away and she's absolutely beautiful, if we just had the noise of it.
Did you see it?
Yes.
I haven't seen it. I haven't been there. I think when you judge these things and the build-up to some of those pre-game things, like we see at Port Adelaide, unless you're in it and invested in it, it's hard to sit back and make an opinion.
Well,
I'm going to sit on the fence on this one.
Okay. So you're sort of, what do? You've got to give me something. Strongly agree, disagree. You disagree,
It's got to be a middle ground somewhere, doesn't it?
No, so you disagree.
I disagree.
Really. Okay.
Disagree.
Well, so the Fremantle Dockers are going to play a song after their first goal. Of course, Coldplay's classic, and we mentioned this yesterday, and we like this. I actually think this could work, but I want the crowd to sing it pre-game when the Dockers are in their last couple of minutes.
Yeah.
I want all the Dockers fans. I reckon they could incorporate. Here we go. They're going to come out with Freo. I reckon it's a great opportunity for Freo to get their crowd on their feet.
I like it. I like those things. And you also got the chant at Freo that late in the game they get that going as well. But this is like the Port Adelaide scenario. I love watching Port Adelaide before the game. Never tear us apart. I think it's one of the great things. And if you can make it your own, but I'm with you. Do you need to do it after the first goal where
And then it goes into a
moves
rotation.
on? It moves on. But if you do it at the start of the game, everybody's up and about.
Yeah.
The players would really feel that.
I think so. I think so. First home game for the year. But, hey, Fremantle, they're trying something.
Statement to you, Ben King wins the Coleman in 2025 from Roy.
Disagree. Had it easy on the weekend. Won't get it that easy very often.
Harley Reid will be at Richmond in 2026.
Disagree.
Where will he be?
Geelong or Essendon.
Geelong. Think they can get another one?
Yeah.
How do they make that work, Geelong?
They've got guys coming to the end.
What deal do they do on the sidelines to get that done?
I reckon Bailey Smith might have a little bit to do with the attraction of Harley if he was to leave Perth.
How's better get on Pip travelling, running tomorrow?
Races tonight.
Tonight?
To Gloucester Park
Feeling it?
tonight. Not feeling it. She's been unwell, but she's slowly coming back. But we don't think we're going to reach the heights of her 2-year-old season where she was one of the best 2-year-olds in the state. She's not come back the same horse, but we'll be trying.
Another one from Dave. Boys, I feel like on a podcast, the person has far more time to talk and open up over the space of 30 to 60 minutes compared to the fast-moving world of radio, where they might get 5 or 10 minutes to
100%,
talk.
100%. So when we're doing an interview with ads surrounded by us, you're looking at 5 or 6 minutes and your answers are probably 20 to 30 seconds. Totally agree. It's a very good call by Dave.